Hey, welcome back to Delectable You, recipes for food and for life. I'm joined today by my daughter, Madison, who wanted to join us with her apples and almond butter as her snack right now. We are on day something, I don't know which day, of self-quarantine during the coronavirus, so we're having some fun in the kitchen and maybe having a little bit of cabin fever, which I'm sure a lot of you are feeling as well. So I just want to try to entertain you, make your lives a little bit better. I know it's kind of a weird time right now. Send some love out to those of you who may be dealing with the virus personally, or who have friends or family who are dealing with it. We're thinking of you and we're sending you all of our love. Lasagna is a great dish to make for your family, or if you would like to make it for somebody else who you're doing a meal train for or something. It's comforting. You want to bring it to somebody that needs comfort. So that's why I want to show you what to do today. Also, there's such a shortage at the grocery store right now because everybody's buying. They're buying up all the food and there's not a lot left. So I just want you to know how easy it is to make a lasagna with things that you have at home. So even if some of the things I talk about in this recipe today you don't have at home, let's talk about how you can swap it out. Leave me a comment. I will help you figure it out. You don't even actually need lasagna noodles, which I do have. These are my favorite. They're organic green lentil lasagna from Explore Cuisine. Oh, let's show Daddy over there. Daddy being the cameraman. So these are my favorite to use, but even if you don't have lasagna noodles, you could use sweet potatoes, you could use zucchini, you could use anything to act as the noodle. In a few videos back, I showed you how to make the best, my Italian grandmother's tomato sauce. And the great thing about that is I froze it and kept it in the freezer. So I just pulled those out, thawed those out because I'm going to need those. And I made a batch of pesto that I kept in the fridge, but I also have some in the freezer as well. So we're really just going to be putting things together. I also made some Brazil nut Parmesan. Doesn't have to be Brazil nut. And if you're not vegan, you can even use regular Parmesan or a different nut Parmesan. And then I made some lentils over here. You can make your own lentils, or you can get the prepackaged lentils. Trader Joe's has a great prepackaged lentil that you can make. So that's all the things. I'm also going to use some spinach because it's a great way to get greens iron. Greens and iron. Greens iron. That doesn't even make any sense. I'm going stir crazy here, kids. No, I'm not. It's fine. And then the other thing I did is I made some cashew ricotta, which I believe I have showed you in videos past. So I'm gonna just put all of this stuff together. I really wanted lasagna to be made with zucchini noodles today, but they are out of zucchini at the store. So I instead, oh, here's my package. I had this package, oh, it's leaking. I had this package of organic cauliflower in the freezer. So I sauteed this up and I'm gonna use this as the vegetable, because when it comes to lasagna, you kind of just wanna stuff it with whatever vegetables that you can, because it's a great way to get your veggies in for the kiddos, except for this kiddo doesn't like lasagna. So joke's on me. But anyway, that's what I'm gonna use. So I'm gonna show you how to put this together and you're gonna love it. So here we go. Okay, so as my little helper does not feel like moving, I'm going to have to work around her. So the first thing you want to do is grab your tomato sauce. If you don't have any tomato sauce made, Primal Kitchen makes a really good tomato sauce, pre-made tomato sauce. I was surprised and I highly recommend getting that one. So you're going to just layer the bottom with some sauce. How much sauce? I don't know, like a cup. Thank you, sweetie. Let's just do this. Like a cup, half a cup. I mean, it doesn't really matter. This is just, it does not have to be perfect.
I'm hungry.
Okay, well, we're gonna get you some food in just a minute, okay? So now you're gonna take your lasagna noodles. You do not need to pre-cook them, but I will tell you this. If you don't pre-cook them and they are not submerged.
I remember you making these.
You do? I'm so glad. And they are not submerged in some kind of liquid, like a sauce or a broth, they will not cook. So they need to be submerged in liquid if you want these bad boys to cook, okay? So we've got our lasagna noodles. Now let's get some pesto and just kind of put this willy-nilly. Do people still say willy-nilly anymore? Did I just date myself, or I don't know. Do you know what willy-nilly?
Willy-nilly.
Willy-nilly. What does willy-nilly mean?
I don't know.
Me neither. No idea what it means, Madison. No idea. Okay, now let's get some cashew ricotta. And we'll put this, just kind of wherever. It really doesn't matter. There's no rhyme or reason to this. We're just kind of trying to make some layers.
I want to help you, Mommy.
Thank you, sweetheart. I would love for you to help me, but you gotta wash your hands first, right?
I don't want to wash.
Okay, well then you're gonna have to just watch for now, okay? Okay, now I'm gonna layer some spinach. How much spinach doesn't matter. Just remember it does wilt down pretty significantly. And see if this is too hot. No. So here is some cauliflower. This is where I would normally add zucchini noodles. And what I do is I just cut the zucchini. I'll do this in another video when times are not so crazy and I can get some zucchini. But what I would do is just cut it in 1/4 inch thick pieces. Then I'd actually bread it with coconut flour and oregano, and I'd fry it a little bit before I put it in because it adds a nice little flavor. So that's good there. Now we're gonna add some lentils. I ran out of spoons, Madison. Whoa. I have 2 sets of cutlery in there and in here. And when we moved, my husband said, "Do we need all this cutlery?" And I said, yes, we do. And guess what? We do. Okay, now I've got my lentils. So I made these lentils from scratch. I just did a cup of dried lentils with 3 cups of liquid, 2 cups of stock, and 1 cup of water. Did I drop some? But it doesn't really matter how much you use, honestly. Just that it's there. Okay. So now let's layer with some more sauce. Okay. And let's put some more noodles. And we're just gonna keep layering until we are out of ingredients. Did you wash your hands, Babaloo?
No.
Okay, can't help until you wash your hands, sweetie.
Can I wait?
Can I wait? Sure, I can wait.
Can you let me wash my hands?
Sure.
Thank you.
Wait, come over here. Come here.
I love you, Mom.
I love you. Okay, just put that one there and I'll let you do the next row, okay?
Okay.
Push down. Yeah, there we go.
It's all leaky.
So another trick I like to have just for good measure, this is vegetable stock. So I'm just gonna drizzle a little bit of vegetable stock over this just to make sure that the noodles are in fact covered. We're gonna do some more sauce now, Madison. Now the reason it doesn't really matter if it's all even is that everything just kind of cooks and meshes together. So it doesn't matter if you put a cup on this layer and half a cup on the other layer, it doesn't matter. Okay, let's do some pesto. I do have a pesto recipe. I think I said that earlier, but I can't remember the things I say these days. I'm a little tired. Do you know why I'm tired?
No. Why?
Because somebody keeps waking up in the middle of the night. Do you know who that? That's right. At least you admit to it. Okay, now some more ricotta. 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 Some more lentils. Okay, the rest of the cauliflower we'll do. Okay, some more spinach.
Yeah.
And one more. There you go. Okay, let's get this sauced up. A little bit more of stock. Okay, let's put the rest of the lentils. Okay, some more. Let's just use up the rest of the pesto. Okay, and the rest of the cashew cheese. Okay, we got a lot, didn't we? Okay, so we've got everything. I just put lentils, pesto, cashew on top of the last row of shells. And I'm going to top it with some sauce. And remember, all of those lasagna noodles, what did I say, shells? I don't know. All of those lasagna noodles need to be submerged in some kind of liquid if you want them to actually soften up. I made the mistake once of not making sure that happened, and they were very crispy. Okay, so the final step is to use our Brazil nut Parmesan that we made in another video, and you're just gonna sprinkle this on top. As much as you want. I would say probably about a cup, maybe half a cup. I don't know, I just do everything by looking at it. And I highly encourage you to do the same because you don't want cooking to be stressful, especially not cooking during these times where you're just trying to figure out what to make with what's in the fridge. Okay. So I've got my oven preheated to 400 degrees Fahrenheit, and I am going to put it in the oven. Oh, it's very heavy, to bake for about 30 minutes. Now, you don't want the Brazil nut Parmesan on the top to burn, so I'd put it on the middle shelf, and then for after 30 minutes, see how it is. And then you can put it on the top shelf. You could even put it on broil to crisp up the Brazil nut Parmesan in the end. But we're gonna do this for 30 minutes, and then we're gonna have some lasagna. Okay, I smell lasagna. Do you smell lasagna? Are you excited to try it? All right, it's gonna be very hot, Madison. So I'm gonna put this here. When you have a pan or a dish on top of a pan, be very careful because sometimes it can slide around. That's happened to me before, and I've dumped hot, it was actually bars all over me. So don't do that. Look, does that look good?
Mm-hmm.
Check it out.
I'm so hot for that.
You're so hot from that, not hot for that. Oh boy. So that's it. That's how you make.
My face is hot.
Your face is hot because it was in a very hot oven, but just make sure you don't touch that, okay, sweetheart? So as a best practice, when I take something like this out of the oven, I will leave the oven mitts like this if I'm gonna walk away, so that if anybody else comes nearby in the kitchen, they can say, oh, there are oven mitts there, I should probably be careful so I don't burn myself. Little tip in the kitchen. So that's how you make this vegan, gluten-free lentil lasagna. Make it for your family, make it for somebody who could really use it right now. Maybe a friend who just had a baby, or somebody who's sick, or somebody who's self-quarantining and maybe they have 8 children and they could use a little extra hand. Whatever you decide to do with the lasagna, I hope that you enjoy it as much as I am about to, because it is dinner time. Thank you so much for joining me and Madison. Can you say bye? Yeah. Thank you so much for joining me and Madison. We hope that you enjoy your lasagna. Be safe, be well. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.